What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your HeroClix headquarters. Today we're continuing our full set review of Disney Plus with the Super Rares. So of course, if you guys haven't checked out all the other ones before that, you can go check those out, and we'll wait for you right here. But without further ado, let's just continue this with the Super Rares. Alright, and starting us off for the Super Rares, we've got Spider-Man here. Spider-Man in his MCU suit, which I do love. I like that suit quite a bit. Even though it's from the What If series with the Cloak of Levitation here, it looks great, and I'm just kind of glad to have that suit in HeroClix, no matter the form. So then he also comes, of course, with the Cloak of Levitation, which is a very nice equipment. One of the best in the set, actually. And so taking a look at what it can do, it gives us flight, plasticity, and sidestep, all for the low cost of 5 points. Flight and sidestep is really the main thing, but plasticity can really come in handy, especially with the sidestep to help break away and, reposition and everything. But anyway, he also starts with a trait that allows him to start the game equipped with the Cloak of Levitation for only 5 points. Since this is only 5 points anyway, there's really no reason not to do that. It's such a good equipment, and it does help him out a lot since he has no improved movement of his own, so he really kind of needs the flight there. He also has a trait that gives him super senses, but succeeds on a 4 through 6, and when Spider-Man uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, give the attacker an action token. Super awesome. Gotta love that. It's like he just dodges out of the way and just webs him up there. I love that. It's very thematic. It just really feels like a Spider-Man type thing to do for me. So looking at his dial here, only 75 points. He's got a long 8-click dial there, 5 range double target, a full dial of charge is nice, lots of move and attack. And keep in mind, he can also have sidestep and flight the entire time as well. So that really helps him get around. And then he's got a 11 attack with Quake, 18 with some combat reflexes, and 3 damage with Outwit. Very Spider-Man kind of dial. And he's got the super senses there as well the whole time. Then he goes to some Precision Strike, Willpower, and... Then on the later half, he goes to some Precision Strike, Willpower, and Close Combat Expert. And he can really pack a punch there for 13 attack, 4 damage in the middle dial. So yeah, gotta love it. This really feels like a very Spider-Man dial to me. Like, it really feels like Spider-Man. I would love to play him with, like, somebody with the Wonder Woman team ability, or maybe just the Wonder Woman bracelets to give him the team ability. That way he could, he just copies the team ability from somebody else. He doesn't have to equip it. And then he's rocking a 3 through 6 super senses and given an action token every single time he dodges. So yeah, he's a super fun character. He really feels like Spider-Man. Even though it's Spider-Man with the cape, it just feels like Spider-Man to me. I really think they nailed it with this one. I'm super happy about it. And he comes with one of the best equipment objects in the set, even in the game right now. So, for all those reasons, he's definitely a must-have super rare. And up next, we've got the Hydra Stomper from What If. And I'm a sucker for Iron Man armors, so this guy was another must-have for me. Gotta love the detail in the suit there. All the cool, wires and everything coming off it. Very cool. Very nice looking. And I just love the size of it, too. It's very epic looking. So, taking a look at his card here, he's got Howling Commandos, Shield, Stark Industries, Armor Pilot, Soldier keywords. Stark Industries is one of my favorite keywords, so he's a must-have for me on that alone. But then he starts with this cool trait that when Hydra Stomper is KO'd, you may generate a skinny Steve Rogers from your sideline on click number 1. In the square he last occupied, protected Pulse Wave. So super good to have just a free, replace him with a character thing. Now it is when he is KO'd, so your opponent will already score his points and then, has a chance to score Steve right after that, but you may generate him. So if it's not looking good, they might just one-shot Steve as soon as he comes in, you don't have to put him on the map. You don't have to give your opponent the extra 15 points for the Steve. But if that doesn't seem to be the case, then by all means, an extra 15-point character with some leadership and shield team ability is, always going to be useful for you. So Just nice to have that trait that he can just kind of pop out of the armor. It's very cool. Then he also has Quake, and when Hydra Stomper uses it, he may also target all characters he moved through this turn. This actually got errata to say opposing characters, so you can't move through your own characters and damage them. It does have to be opposing characters that you do that to. 6 range double target, 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 18 impervious, a lot of impervious there. And 3 damage with exploit, and giant size too. So don't forget he's going to have that giant reach and that willpower on a 3 through 6. So he can keep going. He's only 75 points as well. Shield team ability can also help out the team. I played this guy a few times now. He's super fun to just charge in there. You know, you can charge through a character or two maybe, and then, you know, with the giant reach, Quake the rest of their team, hit everybody for 2 damage with exploit, because exploit does combo with Quake now, so all that Quake damage is penetrating, and then, you know, you can knock them back a little bit from the Quake and really mess them up. So it's super fun when it works out. Sometimes he just gets penetrating blasted, but you know, that happens to the best of them. And I mean, I also wanted to point out there on that last couple clicks, he jumps up to a 4 damage with Range Combat Expert. So he's super deadly the whole time. Running around shooting with a 10 attack, 5 damage is pretty nuts. So I love him. He looks great. He's a really fun character, and one of my favorites again. And up next here we've got Captain Carter. Gotta love the epic action pose, superhero landing. Very nice. And she also comes equipped with her shield. We got the Captain Carter shield. Looks very cool as well. I love all the shields in this set. So we will take a look at what they can do here. For only 5 points, it gives you defend, and if this character can already use defend, adjacent friendly characters modify defense +1. Very nice little bonus there. And so she's got Howling Commando's shield pass soldier keywords. Not bad there. For 5 points, she can start the game equipped with the shield. Of course, why wouldn't you? And she has traded defend, so that's just going to give every adjacent friendly character +1 defense. And she also has a unique modifier that non-adjacent friendly characters within range modify defense +1, which is super useful. And fun fact, she herself is a non-adjacent friendly character within range. So she also gives herself a +1 defense just for being on the map, which is pretty nuts. You know, it's kind of a technicality there, but she, you know, checks all the boxes, so she gives herself +1. She also has this insane giant reach 6 Quake, which is just huge. That's such a gigantic Quake range. And giant reach. You can also just giant reach, you know, just to punch somebody, but the Quake is really nice to hit everyone with. But then it continues that when Captain Carter knocks back an opposing character, she may choose the direction of the knockback, which is super good. You know, you can knock them back into your team, so it's closer, you know, your other people can get to them easier. So 12 movement charge, 12 attack, 19 defense with invulnerability, and 4 damage with leadership. Basically going to be 100 points or 60 points, you know, if she's starting equipped with the shield. Shield team ability as well helps out, and 6 range for that, you know, wide area of effect thing to give everybody the +1 defense. And, you know, +1 defense while they're adjacent to her as well. And she's got a 19 top dial for 100 points. So she's actually rocking a 20 defense thanks to herself. And if anybody's adjacent to her, she defends them up to a 19, and the shield kicks in, giving them a 20 as well. So she's just really, really good at keeping your whole team defended up. She has a really big reach with the 12 movement charge and the 6 giant reach. You know, she can either punch somebody, 12 attack, 4 damage, or she can Quake your opponent's whole team, knocking them back, you know, whichever direction you like. And so very, very powerful 100-point character. Now for 60 points, she is also almost just as effective. You know, she loses 1 on all of her stats, basically, and a few clicks of health. So she's still very playable at 60 points. I actually really like her at 100 for handing out 20 defense to everybody, and, you know, just those high stats all around. She's very, very powerful. I like her quite a bit, and you know, she's pretty ridiculous when you actually field her. I've used her a few times, and she's always pulled her weight and then some. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend trying her out. But up next, we've got Peggy Carter's Prime version. the Captain Carter Prime is basically the exact same sculpt. I think the only difference is the color of ground she's standing on, and of course that awesome green ring. Now, what's cool about the Prime version is she has this amazing trait where she starts with stealth, and she may start the game with Captain Carter's shield equipped and or the super soldier serum equipped. And she may have both of these equipped at the same time. And this is not like an optional 5-point trait. This is free. You can just start the game equipped with these at no cost. So she gets the defend, and if they can already use it, +1 for adjacent friendlies. And then she also gets the super soldier serum, which gives her willpower. And if she can already use it, then she increases the roll for that by +1 as well. So 2 very useful effects to have. And that's also giving her stealth on top of that. So that's quite a loaded trait right there. She also has Howling Commando, Shield, Pass, Soldier, Spy keywords. And this very neat other trait here that gives her, when establishing themed teams, characters are in your starting force with the Soldier or Spy keywords, gain the Shield keyword, because she was, instrumental to basically beginning Shield in the MCU. And so bringing in other soldiers and spies to S.H.I.E.L.D. is super awesome. I just wish she wasn't Prime. I kind of wish it was the regular one that did that. And this one did something else, because there's a lot of really awesome Prime soldiers that I would love to add to a S.H.I.E.L.D. team. And even some awesome Prime S.H.I.E.L.D. characters I would love to play with her. But what can you do? Regardless, keyword cheating is always super useful, so very nice power to have. Then she's got Invincible and Willpower on her special defense power. And on her special damage, she's got Enhancement and Leadership. And when Captain Carter uses it and succeeds, once this turn, a friendly character that has a S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability may use it as free. And even if you don't have anybody else, she has S.H.I.E.L.D. team ability, so she can at least use it for free herself. She's also got Avengers Initiative to see through hindering, which is really nice because she's got a full dial of running shot with a 6-range triple target. And she's amazing at both point values. So for 75 points, she's got 10 movement charge, 12 attack precision strike, 19 defense with that invincible willpower combo, and 4 damage with the leadership enhancement and potential free shield team ability. So I think she's quite the heavy hitter for 75 points. The 19 with invincible is great, and willpower with the super soldier serum on a 4 through 6. That's really going to help keep tokens off her, keep her moving, keep her attacking with that awesome 12 attack, 4 damage for only 75 points. You got triple target precision strike there. They can see through hindering as well, so very effective. I also really like her at 35 points because with the shield, she's going to be defending people to a 19. She's got running shot with an 11 attack, triple target precision strike for 3 damage. So again, she's just as capable of an attacker, can still see through hindering and everything. But with the enhancement, leadership, and shield team ability and potential to use it as free, she's also, super good for just supporting the team. Enhancement to up damage, shield team ability to up range, potentially shield team ability to up damage again for range attacks. And the leadership to help keep tokens off other people, and potential 19 defend to share out as well. Plus she's got willpower from the super soldier serum to keep herself moving around too, and stealth to help keep her safe. So I kind of prefer the 35 point line myself. She just feels like she brings so much to a team for so little points. But 75 is such a beast of an attacker and still brings all that same stuff to the table. So yeah, she's amazing at both point values, and another one of my favorite super rares. I really like all the super rares in the set, spoiler alert. They're all really good, but she is one of the better ones for sure. All right, but up next we've got Agnes, and she's rocking this old school witch uniform with the broom and everything. A classic Halloween costume look. And she is from the Spooktacular episode of WandaVision, so she's got that traded shape change, and when she uses it and succeeds, healer 1 click. Very powerful. She's also got improved targeting for hindering, which is very nice. Celebrity Mystical Past, very good selection of keywords there nowadays. The classic stop click for the WandaVision stuff as well. And this Senor Scratchy bystander, free, generate the Senor Scratchy bystander. Super useful. Mystic's team ability and she is coming in at only 45 points when she's got stealth, 10 attack with telekinesis, 17 with mastermind, 2 damage with that special damage power to generate the Senior Scratchy little bunny rabbit there. And this thing has 4 movement, 9 attack with autonomous, so it's actually not going to count against your actions to move it around or attack with it. It's got a 16 defense with super senses, it's tiny size. Its special attack power gives it blades, but half the d6 result. And its special damage power gives it enhancement and unique modifier. Friendly adjacent characters with the mystical or celebrity keyword modify attack +1. So that's insane. I mean, she can just take a free action to generate this thing, and just from that, she could shoot with an 11 attack, 3 damage with that thing adjacent to her. Or she could, have it be carried around by somebody else because it's tiny size, and it could give them +1 attack and damage for its ranged attacks. And, also having Mastermind and that ability to just make the bystander for free is nuts, because somebody can come up and punch her, and she just masterminds it to the bystander. Next turn, free, make another one. Super crazy. And she's also going to be helping out the team with the telekinesis. And, she's also protected by stealth and shape change. And, if she hits the shape change, she heals 1. She's got a stop click. Like, what? She does so much. She's so hard to actually deal with for only 45 points. And, that 11 attack penetrating blast up there. So if she does get hit to the stop, she can make the Senior Scratchy. She can be shooting for 12 attack, 4 damage penetrating on her stop click with his help. And yeah, it's pretty nuts. I mean, again, with the Mystics and the stop click and the shape change that potentially heals her off the stop click, she could also be doing a lot of Mystics damage. She can see through hindering for her own range attacks and everything. I mean, she just does a lot, really. She is insane, I think, for 45 points. And at this point, I think almost a must-have for, mystical and celebrity teams, because she really just brings so much to the table with the TK and the bunny rabbit, and being able to make her own attacks, and just being generally annoying to deal with for so little points. So I like her a lot as well. All right, up next here, we've got the Vision, of course, from WandaVision. Again, great sculpt here, great detail in the cape and everything. I just love the detail of some of these figures. They look so great. And of course, he's just flying around there and looking awesome. But anyway, taking a look at what he can do here. Avengers, celebrity, robot, keywords, pretty good selection. And then he's got this awesome trait which gives him power. If no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Vision or damaged another friendly character since your last turn. Place Vision such that he can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If the opposing character damaged another friendly character with the celebrity keyword, this trait is activated as free instead. So, as much as I want to play him on an Avengers team, he really kind of screams, play me on a celebrity team instead, just so you get that free retail. But even a power action retail is not bad, considering you just place him from anywhere on the map. You could literally place him all the way across the map just to punch somebody. It's pretty nuts. Traded face teleport and super senses is great. But he's got traded face teleport and super senses, which is awesome and very, Vision-like. And then friendly characters automatically break away from characters that Vision hit this turn. This is actually surprisingly useful because it does count for him as well. So if he hits with his retail, and especially if it was free, he hits with it, then he could running shot, just free breakaway, running shot on somebody. It actually has come up a few times for me, so it's worth noting, I think. But then he has this stop click with shape change and support, so some defense and some actual support to help heal your team. But it also gives him free KO Vision. If you do, choose a friendly character and roll a d6. Heal the chosen character equal to the result. So, you could potentially be giving up 100 or 50 points to KO him yourself, but, could potentially heal a friendly character 6 clicks, which, could prevent them from dying and maybe help win the game. Who knows? It's an option that's there. I don't know if it's really great to KO him for that, but it could end up saving something, so who knows. 7 range with running shot, 10 movement, flight, running shot, 11 attack, penetrating blast for 4 damage, and he's got the impervious shape change. Comboed with the traded super senses, he's got triple rollouts. He's got Avengers Initiative team ability to see through hindering, which is great with that long range running shot he's got. So yeah, he's just quite the beast there of a range attacker, and very well defended with the 18 defense, triple rollout, super sense, shape change, impervious. And I mean, even if he misses all 3 of those, you know, the impervious is reducing 2 on top of that, so it's pretty nuts. And then for 50 points, you got charge, 10 attack, quake, 17 invuln, and 3 damage with outwit. And I just wish so badly that that red line was 1 click higher, so he at least would have started with the 11 attack. But hey, you can't get everything you want all the time. He does still have the stop click, and I mean, starting with charge and outwit, you know, still not too bad. He's still definitely a good 50-point investment for the retail. And, you know, he's still got like super senses and invuln, so he's still pretty well defended on the 50-point line. And outwit that sees through hindering with a 7 range is also very useful. So I like him at both point values. I prefer him personally at 100 just because it feels like Vision, like we finally got the Vision from the MCU that we deserved, because all the other ones up till now have not really been that great. They've been better in this set, but this is definitely the best one by far. And I mean, for that reason alone, again, he's a must-have super rare for me personally, and I like him a lot. And I played him quite a few times and haven't been disappointed by him yet. All right, but up next we've got the super rare Prime Vision, the white Vision, the reformed Vision that Sword remade him, and he got all white and everything. Pretty interesting. I hope to see him again in the MCU soon. But taking a look at what he can do in Click's form here, he's got Sword and Robot keywords. So not a great selection, but Sword is getting a lot of help here in the upcoming X-Men set. And then he's got Plasticity, and adjacent opposing characters can't use improved abilities. That's a very powerful trait. Very good to just use him to run up on somebody and cut off all their, you know, improved targeting, and improved movement too with the plasticity. You know, he can actually hold people down, which is really nice. But then moving on to his special movement power, he's got Flurry and Phase Teleport. And when he uses Phase Teleport after resolutions, it can use Flurry as free, which is just nuts. You get full movement Phase Teleport into a Flurry. It's just insane. And then you've got Invincible and Super Senses and Willpower, and that's all protected outwit. So Willpower helps keep him going. And of course, Invincible Super Senses is one of the best defensive combos you can have, especially when it's protected by outwit. So you could potentially dodge out of anything, and you got that reduced to even penetrating damage, which is great. And then he's got outwit and shape change on his damage power here. And when the Vision uses shape change and succeeds after resolutions, heal it 1 click. So very reminiscent there of the, you know, WandaVision thing where they all had the shape change that heals them a click. Outwit's great, and shape change and super senses gives them that double rollout combo, which is awesome. And look at that dial. Man, oh man, 200, 100, or 50 points. This dial is just nuts. I love the fact that it's all white too, because the white Vision, it's just, you know, very thematic there. 8 range is pretty great. Flight, you know, 12 movement with that Phase Flurry special, 12 attack, 4 damage with the outwit, shape change, 19 with the Invincible Super Senses and Willpower. It's just pretty crazy. And he's got like 11 clicks of health too, so well worth the 200 points even today, I think. For 100 points, he's still pretty beastly. 10 movement phasing with Flurry, 11 attack, 3 damage. You know, you got still got the Super Senses, shape change, outwit, traded plasticity, and turning off, you know, of the improved abilities and everything. And almost as good at 50 points. You know, he's only got 3 clicks, but for 50 points, he can still full move phase Flurry and outwit something. So it's just very, very good, I think, at each point value. I kind of like how each one just like +1s all of his stats. except for damage between 50 and 100. But regardless, he can do a lot of damage. He can get out really far and just flurry somebody to death. And I think it's worth noting that, like I said, with all the upcoming support in the X-Men set, one of the best ones is Peeper, who has, for only 25 points, he's got Empower to help with his flurry, and he's got a special ability that lets him, when he's carried, the person carrying him gets +2 speed. So it's just such an obvious combo there. You just have him carry Peeper. He's only 25 points, so that gives him +2 to his movement, and then the Empower for his flurry afterwards. Just a very powerful combo there. And there's lots of other really good sword pieces coming out too, so I think this guy is going to see some competitive play for sure. He already has, and he's just amazing at each point value in my opinion. Up next we've got the Watcher, and love the sculpt on this guy. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. They really nail that animated series look, and it looks great. I love it. I kind of wish he was a little bit bigger. It's probably the only thing, but he's still quite good. So he's got Cosmic Deity and Herald keywords. Then he's got this interesting trait that says at the beginning of the game, roll a d6 and give the Watcher a number of what-if tokens equal to half the result. Power, remove a what-if token. If you do, replace an adjacent friendly character with a character of equal or less points on your sideline. The replacement character must share a name with the replaced character. Now, that does mean it has to be exactly the same name, so it kind of sucks. You can't, replace Thor for Party Thor. You can't replace Black Widow for a post-apocalyptic Black Widow. That kind of sucks. But it's still pretty good if you have... I don't know, 2 different Captain Americas, 2 different Winter Soldiers, whoever, 2 different Wandas, 2 different Scarlet Witch, Vision, whatever. You can definitely do some shenanigans with that. So for 25 points only, he's got 12 movement phasing, 9 attack, 18 toughness, 1 damage with leadership, and he's Cosmic Energy team ability as well. So, really, he just phase teleports around, and, he helps the team out with the leadership for only 25 points. But also you've got that, potentially 1, 2, or 3 times per game to swap out a character with another character of the same name on your sideline. Oh, and I almost forgot, he also received an errata. So instead of just replacing them, it actually says to replace them on their starting click, I believe. I should pull it up, but I'm pretty sure it said to replace them on their starting click instead from now on. So that gives you a little bit of kind of strategy where, you can use him to replace somebody that's been injured and just replace it with a different version of themselves that's equal or less points, and they'll come in with, a full health basically, which is pretty nice. So that does definitely give him a little bit more utility and use on a team. I do kind of wish it just gave you 3 what-if tokens right off the bat, though. I feel like rolling for it, only being able to use it maybe 1 or 2 times, maybe a 3rd time, it makes him a little less predictable, which also just kind of decreases his playability in the sense that you don't always know for sure that you can replace 2 people, so you can't always plan for that. But it is still a really, really fun effect, and I think very thematic for what he did in the show. So I do like him for that. All right, and up next, we've got Loki, number 45. Now, this one is actually the alligator Loki, who, of course, I love him a lot just for being an alligator. I got to get mine back. I had to trade him for something, but I do intend to get him back, mainly because he's one of only 2 super rares I'm missing in the whole set. So just to complete the set in a sense. But taking a look at what he can do here, he's got the swim ability. So if he's in Water Train, you can't see him unless you're within 4 squares of him, which is great. 11 attack, 18 defense with toughness, 3 damage with shape change. Pretty good defense there for only 65 points. And Mystic's team ability on top of that. With the regen late dial, healing up after taking Mystics or giving Mystics, right, is always useful. So pretty effective there. Plus 5 points to start with the Tesseract, which, of course, as we've talked about before, it gives you phase teleport. After you use it, you can use probability control. So, might as well slap that on him if you've got it. He's got Charge, Flurry, and Stealth for his special movement power there. 10 movement, Charge, Flurry, Stealth is great. And then on his attack, he's got Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Precision Strike. And when Loki uses Blades, Claws, Fangs, hit characters gain Immobile until your next turn. So, of course, you might as well roll for the Blades. You got Precision just in case it doesn't really go your way. You're going to be dealing 1 no matter what, which is nice. And he's got Flurry, too, so you could, roll that again, potentially. Charge, Flurry, Blades is great, always. The Precision helps out there. The Stealth, Shape Change, and, Swim team ability means he's actually really hard to target. And even if you do, you get hit with Mystics for it. And then he can just regen. So, for only 65 points, what's not to love? He's got Animal, Asgardian, Deity, Future, Monster, Mystical, and Past keywords. So quite a good selection there. And he's a freaking alligator. So, he's awesome. Bonus points for being an alligator. Up next, we've got the Winter Soldier here. And this guy, I will say, he has the least impressive sculpt, I think, of all the super rares. I don't know why, but, he kind of just looks to me like the common version. Like, there's almost no difference. It's very different. It's a different costume and different pose, but, it doesn't, feel like, oh my gosh, it looks so much more epic. Like, he's got a gun and it's shooting all kinds of bullets, and, he's still kind of just standing there punching stuff. So I will say I'm the least impressed by this one's sculpt of all the super rares, but he's still quite good. Now, he doesn't come with the Super Soldier Serum. This only comes with Sharon Carter in the rares. However, he does start with the ability to be equipped with the Super Soldier Serum at the start of the game for plus 5 points. And of course, like we showed before, that gives you willpower, and if you can already use it, then he gets plus 1 to the roll. So he starts out with a trait that gives him Close Combat Expert, Super Senses, and Willpower. So you've got a 4 through 6 willpower on him for the additional 5 points. Then he's also got Running Shot and Stealth and Charge, but only if he occupies hindering terrain. So I like how this plays out a lot. Running Shot and Stealth is a great combo. When he's in Stealth, then of course he could charge. And if he does charge, he gets that Close Combat Expert, so he's doing more damage up close. And he's also got, Super Senses and Willpower to help him out, and some toughness there. So he starts with that special movement power, 7 range, 11 attack, penetrating blast, 3 damage exploit. And I love how it's going to be penetrating whether it's up close or at range. It does feel very Winter Soldier-y to me. I love that. So yeah, you either Running Shot somebody for 11 attack, 3 damage, penetrating blast, or you could then charge on somebody if he's in hindering terrain, and you're hitting with a 12 for 4 exploit because of that Close Combat Expert. So very powerful. And he's also a wild card, so you could potentially copy some good team abilities, maybe Avengers Initiative, so you can see through hindering is a great one. Then back to Isle, he gets some charge, Precision Strike, and, Perplex, so he's still very deadly the whole time. So I think for only 65 or 70 points, he packs quite a punch with his metal arm there, his Super Soldier Enhanced metal arm. He's one of my favorite Winter Soldiers yet. I don't think he quite beats out that old LE from Captain America and the Avengers, I think it was around. That one is super, super good. Or no, maybe it was even Black Panther and the Illuminati. Was it that old? I don't know. That was my favorite Winter Soldier. Not quite sure who beats that one, but it's very, very close. This one's super deadly up close and at range, which is really nice. And yeah, he's really fun. One of the best versions of Bucky, and I like him a lot. All right, so up next is President Loki. I don't have him yet. Like I said earlier in these videos, I'm still trying to get him, mainly for the Tesseract. So we'll take a quick look at the Tesseract. It just gives you phase teleport, and after you use it, you can use probability control. So, nothing too amazing, but not too bad either. And I think it's also worth noting that that only comes with this President Loki. I really wish it came with somebody else too. Like, some of these objects come with 2 people, and there's, I feel like, so many more characters in the set that can start equipped with the Tesseract. I wish it would have come with one other person too. But oh well, it didn't, so he's our only way to get it. But anyway, he's only 75 points. He's got Asgardian, Deity, Future, Mystical, Past, and Politician keywords. Mystics team ability is nice. 7 range double target with Mind Control, and 11 attack, Penetrating Blast, 18 defense with Mastermind, and a 3 damage with a special damage power. And then, of course, looking at his first trait, he can start the game equipped with the Tesseract, just like all the other Lokis. Then he's got another trait here that says Leadership and Shape Change. When Loki uses either and succeeds, give him a Broken Promise token, maximum 3. When Loki is hit by an opponent's attack, remove all of his Broken Promise tokens. If Loki has 3 Broken Promise tokens, he has free. Choose an opposing character within range and deal them 1 penetrating damage. After resolutions, roll a d6, 1 through 3, remove a Broken Promise token. So pretty interesting there. If he gets some good leadership rolls before he has to get into the fight, he could potentially build up to 3, really quickly. Or you just hope that his shape changes keep landing and he doesn't get hit and he builds up those tokens quicker. Either way, pretty effective. He also has that Mastermind, so you can just Mastermind it off to somebody else. So that way he won't lose his Broken Promise tokens if by being hit by an attack. But it's pretty interesting to have that just free 1 penetrating damage, and then you got a 50-50 chance of having to get that token back. But free damage is free damage, so even though it's a little hard to get there, it's still pretty great. And then he's got on his damage power there, Outwit, and can use it an additional number of times equal to his Broken Promise tokens protected Outwit. That's very, very cool, actually. So he can use Outwit potentially 3 or 4 times a turn, 4 times if he's actually got the full 3 Broken Promises. So potential quadruple Outwit, double target mind control or penetrating glass, and the free penetrating damage as well. All that for only 75 points is pretty crazy. He got the Mastermind and Shape Change to keep him safe too. Then late dial, he gets some stealth with Steel Energy, Regen, and regular Outwit. So he can actually heal himself up quite a bit there. And, he's got the Mystics again. So if he heals himself off the Mystics, that's just more Mystics damage your opponent's going to have to eat to get through him. So I think he's pretty interesting and pretty fun. I do really want to get my hands on one still. Mainly for the Tesseract, like I said, because I want to be able to play that on some of the other Lokis. But this one is very good as well. All right, and last but certainly not least for the super rares here, we have the Falcon, of course, from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, I gotta say, this may be hands down my favorite sculpt in the entire set. Probably just tied for him and his Chase version. I just think the detail on these giant wings is so amazing and epic. And, he's got the little red wing flying out behind him over there. Super cool. It looks so great. Every time I see him in person, I just gotta kind of pause and appreciate how awesome he looks. I would think they really knocked it out of the park with this one and with his Chase. But anyway, taking a look at what he can do here. So he also comes with one of the best equipment objects in the game, his Red Wing here. So of course, Red Wing is a light equipment object for 10 points. Gives you this effect, free, once per game, generate a Red Wing bystander. So that gives you 7 movement, hypersonic, and flight, 10 attack, precision strike for 1 damage, 17 super senses with tiny size, makes him pretty annoying to hit, and that Outwit is super useful. And he's just zipping around there with hypersonic, pinging things for 1 damage with the precision. And now it's important to point out that it also has this trait on the back here that says when Red Wing is KO'd, generate a Red Wing light object in the square it last occupied. So do make sure to do that if it gets knocked out, because then you also get free, remove a Red Wing light object held by this character from the game. If you do, this turn, this character may activate the free action to generate the Red Wing bystander regardless of the once per game restriction. So it's very cool. Now, to see how that kind of plays out, we got the little Red Wing bystander here from the Disney Plus Dice and Token set. So let's say he's equipped with his Red Wing, take a free action to drop the Red Wing token. It hypersonics over here, punches somebody out with something. Next turn, it gets blown up. Oh no. It turns into a regular light object. Then the Falcon can just kind of, run over here, pick it up, take another free action, generate a new one, and bada bing, bada boom. You just keep getting them over and over and over like that. So if you're playing against this Falcon, I suggest if you do take the time to KO Red Wing, take the additional time to blow up the object as well. That way he doesn't just keep on keeping on making more and more Red Wings. But in all the times I've played him and played against him, I feel like for some reason nobody ever blows up the Red Wing object. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It doesn't seem to come up a lot, but you should try to remember that. Anyway, so for +5, he can start the game equipped with that. That's great. You're actually saving 5 points doing it that way. And then he also has charge and stealth and running shot, but only if he occupies hindering terrain, which is, of course, the opposite or inverse kind of what Winter Soldier had, where he had running shot and stealth and can use charge if he was in hindering. So it's really cool how they have, you know, the same basic special movement power, but different. And somewhat similar dials as well. I really like that. And he's got Avengers Initiative, which helps, you know, you could have Winter Soldier copy that, be really useful for him. So you got 12 movement with flight and charge, Quake, and then a 3 damage with close combat expert. So if he's charging in, you've got 12 attack, 4 damage there. And then he's got 5 range double target if you want to use his running shot later. 18 with willpower, you know, it helps keep him going. You really kind of got to rely on that stealth though. And then running shot, precision strike, energy shield, and perplex. Much like Winter Soldier, helps keep him deadly there in the back end of his dial. And yeah, I think his dial is great for 65 or 70 points. The ability to bring in the Red Wing for that extra hypersonic attack, and especially the outwit, is great. And, you know, the potential to just keep making him over and over is great too. So one of the best sculpts in the entire set, one of the best equipment objects in the set, maybe even the game currently, and a very, very awesome version of Falcon, maybe the best one yet. I think for all that, he's a must-have super rare and one of the better ones in the set as well. So yeah, he is amazing. I really love all the super rares in this set, honestly. I mean, you just spent the last however long listening to me talk about how great they all are. This is one of my favorite sets overall so far, and I think it really shines through with the super rares and how great they all are. I really just wish there was a few more of them. The set was a little bit smaller than other sets, and I really wish we got a couple more characters to squeeze in there. But hey, I'll take what I can get. I love it all. Up next, we got the chases, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching this rather long one with all these awesome super rares. Alright, you guys, so that does it for this part of the set review. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. It does help me out a lot. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts and opinions on all the awesome figures in this set. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. But if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, you can check the links in the description for our Patreon so you can see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks again so much for watching. Until next time, this has been HeroClix Headquarters, signing off.